Hi, this is Justin Kantor, and you're listening to my 2001 interview with Nancy Martinez, who's brought us classic dance records such as For Tonight, Move Out, Take It Slowly, and I'm Gonna Get Your Love. In addition to those accolades, she's also been a background vocalist for Celine Dion, and recorded a number of French records that have met with much success in her native Canada. Also, she's sung on hit records by rapper MC Mario, and served as a purveyor of fine jazz standards. This interview was used for an article published in Berklee College of Music's The Groove. Hope you enjoy it.
So I'll start off. You're actually from the U.S. originally, right?
No, I'm from Montreal.
Oh, you are? Okay, I read somewhere on the web it was mistaken.
Yeah, all kinds of things. I was born in Puerto Rico, I was born in Cuba, I was born in Venezuela. I'm actually born here.
Oh, okay. So, and you grew up there your whole childhood?
Yes.
So, are you French by heritage, or what kind of...
My father's Spanish, and my mother was, she's no longer with us, but she was Welsh and English.
Oh, okay.
I learned how to speak French from living here.
Wow.
Hello?
Hey.
Is that better?
It's awful. It's something with my line. I know that happens here sometimes in New York. It's just, I can hear like this person's whole conversation, something about a teacher in New Jersey.
Wow.
And,
you have two interviews going on at the same time.
Yeah, I know.
Teacher in New Jersey and Nancy Martinez.
Yeah, so we'll have a
when
nice...
When did you start teaching, Nancy?
Yeah.
In New Jersey.
Are you teaching classical piano now? Because I know you studied it, right?
I did. No, I never taught anything. I never did anything.
You didn't study it, though?
I did study, yes, I did.
Okay, so that part was right, because that was something I read. I was going to say, oh, everything I read must be wrong.
No, I did study classical piano since I was really young.
Uh-huh. So was that your first foray into music, or when
no, actually, since I'm very, very, very young. I used to be able to harmonize, like, really, really young.
Uh-huh.
And I started singing, and I always wanted to perform when I was young, like, small. And guests would come over and say, okay, Mom, now? Can I go now?
Yeah.
And she'd go, okay. And then I remember, I think the first song that was a hit on the radio, it must have been 5, and it was Bobby Vinton's Roses Are Red, My Love.
Uh-huh.
And I knew the whole song.
Yeah.
So I just had a good memory, and I had good time, and I had a good ear, I guess. But I wanted to be a veterinarian, so...
Really?
I never really thought that it was tangible to be a singer or someone you saw on TV or heard on the radio.
So had anyone in your family been involved in music at all?
No, but my mother had a very strong inclination. She would play piano by ear, and she sang absolutely marvelously, and my father, too, has a great ear for music and can sing really well.
Wow. But it was more of a joy for them. It wasn't a professional pursuit.
My mother was a homemaker, and my father worked, a job.
Yeah.
But I think that, the Welsh in my mother and the Latin of my father, I think both of those have really strong tendencies towards music, those cultures.
Yeah. So, do you learn by ear as well, or do you study, by sight, or how do you do that?
Well, when you study classical piano, you have to learn the notes, and you have to learn the chords, and you have to do your scales and all that stuff. So, I never learned how to do sight reading for singing, but it helped when I started doing background vocals professionally, and I'd have a chart to read.
Right.
Rely upon the fact that I knew how to read music. So,
oh, yeah, that's a great advantage.
Yeah, it was great.
Because, I can tell you, like, from being at Berklee, and, when I took all the theory classes, because... sight reading, it can be hell if you go into an audition and, you
have to sight read. But, I can't sight read, but I can study a chart and know what my note is. And if I have enough, a couple of minutes to study it, and I hear it while it's being taught to me, I can learn it very quickly.
And also, I imagine, because you do jingles now as well, right?
I did everything.
So, in that industry, I'm sure you do a lot of that with just given a chart and in a couple minutes get it all.
That's right.
Tone and everything.
It gives you the chart and that's it.
Yeah.
Harmony is very easy for me. Like I work with people now. Aldo Nova is one of the people I work with on a regular basis.
Wait, who is it?
Aldo Nova.
Oh yeah, okay.
He had a big hit, Fantasy, in the 80s, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's a big producer. He did songs for Celine Dion as well, because she's from here, and so he works closely with her, and I always work with him on his demos, and, he gives me basically carte blanche to create the background vocal harmonies with him. So it's great. We have a great collaboration.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I do jingles or demos or whatever. I work with him, but we have a great complicity together because, he sees the aptitude that I have for the harmony, and I think that, when music is sort of something that you have to be compatible. And I think that when you're musical, and you're working with people that are it's a real wonderful thing. I mean, I don't know if any other people can feel what musicians and singers can feel, because it's pretty magical.
Definitely. How long have you been working with him?
Oh, I've been working with Aldo for over 15 years.
Okay.
He's produced some records of mine, and
that's right. On did he do any on the 1990 album you had, the self-titled French album?
He did, no, the 1993, Pourquoi tu parles.
Okay, yeah, that's the one I just got, yeah. I recognized it from there.
Yeah, he did, he produced 4 cuts on that one.
Okay. Now, I read you had studied acting and singing in high school as well. Like, was that?
I had a lead in a school play in 9th grade.
Uh-huh. So was that something you were pursuing, or that you do pursue the acting field?
No, I saw an audition, and I ended up getting the lead for it.
Uh-huh.
It was a period piece called Quality Street.
Quality Street.
Yeah, and it was like, I guess, in the 1700s.
Oh, okay.
And it was in London, or England, somewhere. I don't remember exactly what the play was.
Uh-huh.
The name was Quality Street. But
okay. What was your first actual professional experience singing? Or gig?
On a 45, I auditioned through some people who were playing music at school. Their older brother had a deal with London Records.
Uh-huh.
He wanted to have background singers. I guess he didn't have a budget to pay them. And my girlfriend and I used to play guitar and sing during our breaks, lunch break, and recess, and after school. And I guess someone said, "Yeah, you guys, this guy Peter Bad is looking for some singers." So we went to an audition and we got the job. So I was about 16. So we got the job, and we recorded a 45 in a really big studio. It was a 24 track in those days, and
live.
It wasn't like today. I mean, this was like a long time ago.
Was it a live recording?
It was a live recording.
Mm-hmm.
They did the musicians first, and then we did the vocal, lead vocal, and then we did vocal.
So you did the lead vocals, the two of you?
Well, he did lead, and this girl and I did the background vocal.
Okay. What was it called?
Crazy Love Affair, but it was just a Canadian release.
Oh, okay.
It did get released, and it was, a really great experience, because we worked in a big studio,
yeah.
A little home studio. And in those days, and I remember, the recording sessions were so different.
Yeah.
You didn't punch in like today, and the editing was actually cutting tape.
Right.
Very different.
Analog as opposed to digital.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I had spoken earlier today. Are you familiar with Carol Douglas?
Yes.
Dr. Zora's, yeah. And she was telling me how, like, all the albums she did in the 70s, they were all live, and but it's, just from Berkeley, even when I did a few sessions there that were live, I mean, it's really great,
It's wonderful.
Nothing
like even you take what's happening today and with sequences on the stage, and we're eliminating so many musicians and that whole magic.
I know, yeah. It's definitely a different kind of world.
It's a very different kind of world, and I mean, I know both of them, and I've worked in both of them.
Yeah.
But I just find that it was a lot more complicated and a lot more complex to do the old way, and today you can be...
It's a lot more money, it's true.
Yeah. Today you can be at home, you can do every single track.
I know.
Go into studios, dump them, hire if you want the brass or a live drummer, take out the, or whatever you want to do, and basically you've got yourself a wonderful sounding track, that costs way less money. I mean, people are producing stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's amazing. I mean, one of my friends at school, really talented musician, they did actually have a live band, but they did it in the guy's bedroom, and, like, used sequencers to put it all together, and it sounds like totally top quality.
Absolutely.
And
I mean, there's still big budgets where you have a lot of live stuff, A friend of mine who lives in New York, his name is Steve Thompson. I mean, he does a lot of producing today where, you have the actual drummer and you have the actual, bass player.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that too, but it's just...
I'd imagine, just from looking at it with the Not Just the Girl Next Door album, that a lot of it was done on computers, like...
Yeah.
And maybe it could have been done at home or something.
Yeah, well, it wasn't, but it could have been, yeah.
Yeah.
That was in 1986. So
yeah.
We recorded in studios, but, yeah, that was that whole electronic...
Yeah, because I'm just looking at it, musical instruments use Synclavier 2 computer, Macintosh computer, Roland and Yamaha sequencers, emulator 2.
Some brass, obviously live brass. Then we had some tracks with obviously perks and piano.
Yeah.
But in those days, that's what was happening.